So step 3, know your strike rate or your win rate. This is the ratio of wins to losses. So it's also known as a win rate. That's what people commonly call it. And it's a critical formula which you'll have to uncover in order to determine what your risk to reward should be on each trade, as well as what your position sizing should be. So let me explain a little bit further. Well, if you look over here, you have a couple of different risk to reward options. So you have a 3-to-1. How do you know whether you should be taking or looking for 3-to-1 trades? Or can you take 12-to-1 trades? Or should you be looking for 1.5-to-1 trades? Now, some people are successful trading like this. Some people are able to take even a 1-to-1 trade, which seems like it should be a 50% odds of winning, but based on what their hit rate is, they actually do meet that criteria of becoming a profitable trader. The next diagram should help you understand that a bit further. So on the top section over here, we have what would be your strike rate, right? So if you have a 100% strike rate, which nobody does, by the way, that would mean that you get 100% of your trades correct. You never lose. That's not possible, right? Nobody is in that category. However, if your technical analysis skills are on point and your understanding of the market, you could potentially push your strike rate up to around an 80%. Which means that you're going to be winning 8 out of 10 of the trades that you take over time. And that will influence what you should be looking for on the risk to reward tool. So over here, we have 20%, 30%, 40%, 50, and 60. Now, if you are trading with a win rate of 60%, technically, even looking at those 1-to-1 risk to reward trades would be profitable, right? At 50% win rate, you're now gambling, right? It's 1-to-1, and anything under 40%, you're going to be losing on a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Now, typically speaking, my recommendation is definitely that you follow the rule of thumb, whereby you're looking for at least a 3-to-1 or higher on the risk to reward tool. Which means that if you have a strike rate of 60% and you're looking at a 3-to-1, pretty much you will be profitable. So this is the category, you'll be profitable. So the higher your win rate, the higher the risk to reward would be that you can look for, and therefore the less losses that you will take. So that is basically the significance of understanding what your hit rate is or your win rate. So how do you work out your strike rate? Well, there's really 2 ways that you can do it. You're going to need a trading journal. You can either have software that tracks it for you, or you can do it manually. So this means journaling your trades either manually via Excel or pen and paper, or obviously using a trading journal. My favorite one, which I recommend, is called Edge Sheet. So let's get into it. Okay, let's have a look at manual tracking on an Excel spreadsheet. I will be able to make this publicly available at a later stage, but for the purpose of this, let's just take a look at the sheet. So you would obviously have a very specific goal, right? You can track it very simply by putting in your starting balance and your ending balance, your percentage profit, daily P&L, and then you can fill out this form as you go along your trading journey. That will determine whether you are winning or losing, right? So you just simply put, if your percentage profit is negative, obviously you mark that down as a loss. And then at the end, you will tally all of that up, the number of wins versus the number of losses. And consequently, that will give you a strike rate. So I'll give you a better example on this one over here because we've already done this. This was from a challenge that was run, a 10x challenge, trying to take an account from $1,000 to $10,000 over the course of just about a month. So very simply put, this is the only information that you need, right? What we have over here is the account. We have the day that the trades were taken, the opening amount, and then the closing amount. So you can see that's profitable by 147 on that day. Is it a win or a loss? You write that down. What was the percentage? And then using this information, you'll be able to make much better trading decisions in the future. You'll be able to understand where you're going wrong within your trading journey. And then you'll know what areas to work on to fix, right? Where to minimize your losses where you're struggling, and where to maximize your strengths and where you're profitable. At the end, the result of this basically is that the strike rate was 74.3%, meaning that 74.3% of all trades were won, 25.7% were lost, and this account was taken from $1,000 to $9,150 in the space of 35 days. So that is the power of tracking and using a journal. And this is a very, very simple one. You can get a lot more complex, and typically that's what I do on my main portfolio, which is a swing trading one. So here's an example of a swing trading one. You have your account and basically you've listed the days. There were only 10 trades which were taken over here. Again, similar to the low time frame trading strategy, which I just showed you on the 10x account, we have 7 trades won, 3 trades lost, giving you a 70% win rate. The capital in this account went from $25,000 to $40,811. But the important thing over here is you'll notice a lot more information because you're trading with bigger numbers, right? So if you're trading with bigger numbers, you want to note on the day, what were the trade factors? What exactly did you use? What was the strategy? So price was losing support, EMAs were at resistance, there was failure to break that resistance, and we were retracing into the 618 golden ratio, and therefore that opened up the opportunity to run a short trade. Note your mistakes, note anything that you need to remind yourself emotionally what you're feeling on that particular day, and using all this information, combining it together will help you to make better decisions going forward. And that's how you track your win rate, right? So it will take a bit of time. If you have never traded before, if you're pretty new to trading and you've only taken a couple of trades and you've never done this, well, that's fine. Start with a very small account, still use real money because it incites the same emotions out of you, and practice small. Just trade for about a month every single day, and slowly but surely you'll be able to work out what your win rate is. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to use Edge Sheet, which is a software tool which you can integrate into your trading exchange, and that will be able to pull all this information that we just looked at out for you and put it into beautiful charts. So I'll see you on the next video.